Oh boy, here we are. We are at day 160. Oh, I'm sorry, cat. We are at day 160. And that is because tonight's message is simple. And it's going to hit you right in the chest. See, someone you've never met is watching you. What? What?
Love you, Dad.
Love you too, bud. No, seriously, think about this. Someone you've never met is actually watching you. Not to judge you, not to gossip about you, but because your life is their blueprint that they're using to build their life. What? See, what happens is we don't realize it, that there are people out there that actually watch us. And they see how we react to things. Hi, Beth. They're watching how you carry the pain. They're watching how you carry the pressure. They're watching how you move when nobody is clapping for you. And the wild part? You might not even know their name. Might be a neighbor. Might be somebody at church. Might be somebody at school. You just don't. Might be somebody just on social media scrolling through. See, they are what we call the unseen audience. All right? They are the people who study you quietly. The coworker who never really speaks, but notices how you're always there on time. Or notices how you always bring donuts on Friday. Or notices how you always dot your I's and cross your T's. Or notices how you might not have a car, and so you end up staying late, so you can walk home so nobody sees how you get home. I know, because I was that person that stayed late. Walking home one time. Well, not multiple times actually. When I was younger. Way, way younger. Good night, Beth. Thank you. There's a kid in your neighborhood who sees you leave for work every morning. He watches you as you get in your car. Or maybe he watches as you walk towards a bus stop. And then we're gonna reel it back home a little bit closer. The friend who never asks for advice, but copies you. Copies your discipline. Copies everything that you do. They ask, hey, where'd you get that from? Hey, how did you do that? And then they go and do it themselves. See, you are somebody's evidence. And that evidence is proof that survival is possible. That evidence is proof that rebuilding is possible. That evidence is proof that rising again after bankruptcy, after that breakup, after that house fire, after that job loss, after that medical diagnosis, that rising again is possible. See, you don't need to be a speaker because your life is already a broadcast. You don't need to be you don't need a platform, you don't need a stage, and you don't need a microphone. You know, people think that, oh, I could never be a motivational speaker. I could never do that. Well, you're right. You could never do that because you'll never do it because you don't want to. If you want something bad enough, you'll do it. But you don't realize that you're already doing it. See, your character is the broadcast. All right? Your habits are the broadcast. Your decisions that you do are the broadcast. You know how many people out there have ever heard the phrase that actions speak louder than words? I mean, seriously. Actions speak louder than words. I mean, I remember my mother telling me that. And I think my grandmother told my mother before my mother told me. Actions speak louder than words. And so the things that you do broadcast to everybody around you how to live your life. We are our own role models for our own kids. I mean, have you ever noticed kids? I mean, they're great. They're awesome. They're the perfect little mimics that are out there. Mimics? Mimeographs? Walking mimeographs? Walking photocopiers? Walking mimes. There you go. Is that a good word for it? Because what happens is everything you do, they copy. Seriously, think about it. When they grow up, they want to be like their father. When they grow up, they want to be like their mother. When they grow up, they want to be like somebody else that's a positive role model in their life. But what happens during a time period is you see them mimicking what their mother does or what their father does. Whether it's working on, swinging a hammer and building something, or being artsy and creative and creating stuff, or being a social butterfly on TikTok and acting silly and goofy and dancing for the camera. See, no matter what, somebody is tuning in every day to watch you. Sure. Somebody is tuning in every day to watch you. Whether it's that kid across the street, your co-workers, or your own kids in your household. Heck, I've even noticed my cat starting to follow me and mimic me. Because every morning I do this stretching thing. And you know what? Every morning when I go for my coffee, I try and stand in the kitchen in front of the coffee pot, and I put my arms above my head, and I stretch, and I stretch, and I stretch, and I do this old twist and turn thing, but I put my arms up and I stretch. Guess what my cat does? Yeah, my cat comes and joins me for coffee. And you know what she does? She stands there and she stretches. And she stretches. And she'll stretch and stretch and stretch. And if I go to try and pick her up, she stops and jumps down and just looks at me like, no, I was stretching. And she'll proceed to, meow at me angrily or something, I think. I don't know. Can a cat meow at you angrily? I don't think it's in our thing. I know they'll hiss at you angrily. But, But you know what? See, it took me some time to realize that there are people out there that mimic me. Growing, when I became a father, that's when I realized that most people, that the kids are, just constantly just like, clones of me. Yes, clones. But I never realized until I was older when I started talking to other people that I realized that there are people out there that actually mention that, you know what? Some of your struggles that you've gone through has changed my life. It's kind of one of the things that helped push me towards being a motivational speaker. Because you know what? When one person says, wow, you know what? Those struggles, that house fire you went through, I had a house fire too. One of my friends, I shouldn't say friend, is an acquaintance. They ended up trying and burning the whole roof, the whole second floor of their house off. Just, and they didn't lose everything, but it was a scary moment for them. And you know what they said to me is like, you know what? How you handled your house fire was truly amazing. Because when we had our house fire, I was lost and devastated. And listening to you talk about it, it helped me. It truly changed me. And it's like, wow. Wow. And then there's the business part of it, where a buddy of mine, he used to own a t-shirt shop. All right, he used to own a t-shirt shop, and well, long story short, he started from scratch, and he just recently got rid of it. And he'd been asking me for the last couple of years about some of the business failures I had. I'm like, well, sometimes you gotta try and cut your losses. I'm like, it's not really a failure if you know that you need to walk away from it. I'm like, because when you try to decide that you need to walk away from it, you're no longer letting the business fail. You're planning an exit. You're closing it down. You're not letting it fail. I'm like, so you're not a failure. Don't let that moment be your failure. I'm like, you don't fail at a business. You learn from it. And he's like, I thought I could handle it. And he's like, but the way you just said that just made me feel really comfortable with my decision to shut the business down. Like I said, you're not shutting it down, you're ending it. You're ending that chapter in your life, and you're going to focus on something better that you're more passionate about. I'm like, it's not a failure. It's you're closing that chapter. And he's like, that just totally changes me. So I want you to know that your quiet battles are loud lessons for other people. Someone else out there might be needing that. Because see, human beings learn by watching. All right? We copy courage. Maybe that's one reason why I've always loved action adventures. I love the adrenaline rush, the whole 9 yards. You know, after my house fire, I went to counseling for a while because I was on this kick that, you know what, Indiana hates me. I mean, moving into Indiana and buying my dream house and getting my dream vehicle and all that, getting all the things that I wanted, that I worked so hard for. What am I preaching? Brothers and sisters, let me tell you what. Now, tonight we are talking about someone that you've never met is watching you. You know, and so we're basically talking about how we are role models for other people as well, too. Based on how we overcome our challenges, how we focus on our dreams and goals in our life and stuff like that. But you know what? After moving to Indiana back in 2000, I mean, I rolled my Ford Explorer that I loved. I bought a brand new. I know, ain't that awesome? I don't even know where you're from, man, and you're awesome. And you've got a most excellent name. I mean, I love that guy. So, where are you at? What part of the world are you from, if I can ask, Oz? I had a cat named Ozzy. That's how much I loved Ozzy. I'm assuming you're an Ozzy fan. Oh, sweet! I've actually always wanted to go to Maine. I actually put a bid in on a speaking engagement up in I want to say Bangor. Bangor, is that it? I put a bid in on a speaking engagement in Bangor, Maine, at a college that's up there. So for really, so I'm right. So it is Bangor, okay. But some colleges up there. I put a bid in on a speaking engagement up there. I was asked to put a bid in on, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully, I'm praying I get it, because I've always wanted to go to Maine. I've heard this beautiful countryside, that and like everything Stephen King is related up in Maine. So it's so like I want to go there. You know, so that's one of those bucket list things that I've got for myself. You know, so. But yeah, so what happens is humans learn by watching, because we copy courage. And what happened was, after my house fire, I ended up going to counseling for a while, because I edited out that I was thinking that when I moved to Indiana, that life had it out for me. You know, that I finally got all my dreams. I had my campground I wanted. I had my house in the woods I wanted. I had the new Ford Explorer that I wanted. You know, I had all these things going on for me. And I thought that, you know, now that I have all these things, life was trying to ruin my life. You know, because before the house fire, I rolled the Ford Explorer. I tore my arm up. Then I ended up buying a Ford Focus. I killed Bambi on the way home from a job site. Then I ended up killing Bambi a second time, just because I didn't damage the car enough the first time. So I ended up hitting another deer. That one there actually put a big huge crack in the windshield. And just to finally, you know, right after getting the insurance quote for it and the whole 9 yards, I fell asleep behind the. Well, of course the deer's okay. Those things get up and run away after you hit them. You know, those silly little creatures. You know, they put those deer crossing signs up on the side of the road. You'd think they'd try and cross there instead of where there are no deer crossing signs, right? Huh? Bad joke. I'm a dad, so I can do that. But no, but you'd think after hitting 2 deer with the same car and finally getting the insurance quote and getting it scheduled to go and have it fixed, I'd be smart. No, I ended up rear-ending a semi-truck. That totaled the car out. And I almost died from that one there. You know, and then there was the house fire that basically I lost everything. And so I hit a very bad point in my life where I hit really massive depression. And that's the thing is that that's the thing is when I went through the counseling, they had around and talked to me about how we learn by watching, and that we overcome our challenges by watching people with courage. And so I got hooked on action adventure movies, you know, where the hero always wins, and the hero always wins the women and saves the day and stuff like that. And I'm not saying but that was one of those things that I got a kick out of. And so we copy courage. We imitate the discipline that you see out there. You know, and then we absorb all that resilience. You know, people go to the gym to work out because of the fact that they buy the workout machines and put them in their home. They're not going to do it at home. But if they actually go to the gym and do it, they see the other people there and they imitate that discipline. They absorb all that physical aura that's going on around them of people bettering themselves. People go to church to believe in God and believe that there are miracles and believe that there is better things for themselves when you can actually do it from home. But they go there to get the ambiance, the feeling of being in a community, the feeling of being absorbed into a higher collective, because you feel connected to other people, because you're able to see how other people rise as well. You learn from each other. See, while I'm talking about someone you've never met is watching you, you're watching somebody else as well too. Like Ozzy, he's over here watching me. And Riley's here watching me. And Beth's watching me. And Natalie's watching me. And P something is watching me. You know? And I can't even look at the YouTube people that are out there. That's like 4 or 5 out there as well too. See, people don't tell you that they're watching. They just start moving differently because they're watching you and they're learning. And they're changing. And they're learning from how you overcome your challenges to be better. To overcome their challenges. And you're doing the same thing too. You watch other people overcome their challenges and use their ideas to overcome your challenges. See, people don't tell you they're watching. Like you don't tell people you're watching them. People just start moving differently because of you. So, and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to give you pressure. I'm trying to show you that there's a purpose that we all serve on this planet, and we don't even realize it. Because you're not being watched to be judged. You're being watched because you're carrying something people need. See, your consistency is somebody else's compass. Your discipline is somebody else's direction. And your survival is someone else's strategy. Like it is for you. Watching somebody else talk about how they overcame a house fire by withstanding the pain, by owning their responsibility and owning their dreams and owning their goals, and then winning by stepping up and challenging themselves on a daily basis, is your viewing and watching me. Because see, we all have to walk like someone's breakthrough depends on us. Your next decision might be the one that gives someone else permission to change your life. Somebody might be watching you, and I hate saying like this, but they might be thinking about themselves. And they'll hear how you overcame such a challenge in your life that you thought of yourself. And that you overcame it by focusing on your dreams and your goals. And it might change their mind about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So there are 3 moves you make starting tonight. 1, raise your standards. Not for you, but for the people that are studying you. Because you know what? While you're studying other people, they're studying you. Hey, Natasha! They're studying you. Because your decision might be the one that gives someone else permission to change their life. You never know. Just by talking about the challenges that you went through, might try and stop somebody from themselves. The other move you need to do is protect your rhythm. Because consistency is teaching someone how to build theirs. You know, and consistency is important, because what happens is, thank you. Thank you. Consistency is what's teaching someone how to build theirs. It's what's important. Because when you're consistent with doing something on a daily basis, you build that arc. You build that habit for yourself that you can't go to bed without doing it. Your body just starts convoluting and say, hey, you forgot something. Because when you're overtired, you fall back to your habits. And once you build that consistency, it turns into a habit. And that shows other people that consistency is a powerful tool. Powerful. 160 days live. 160 days sending out positive motivational messages every day. 3 to 4 times a day. Getting on a treadmill every day. Getting on a trampoline every day. That consistency builds. And it protects your rhythm, so you gotta take care of it. Because other people are watching and other people are seeing. And yes, I see you on a daily basis, Natasha. You, my lady, are an inspiration to me as well, too. So, and finally, the third move you have to do is move with intention. See, your life is a blueprint. It's not coincidence. You're a winner no matter what. From day one of your mom and your daddy having that happy hula dance, and you outran several million other little, tadpoles, you're a winner from that day. So, from that moment on, you've been a winner. And your life has been a blueprint of winning from one moment to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It's no coincidence that you're here. No coincidence that you're on this live with me. No coincidence that you wake up every morning. Be thankful for it. And move with intention, because you have what it takes. Because someone is watching you. Someone's watching me. Someone is learning from us. And so when you wake up in the morning, you need to stand in front of that mirror and tell yourself that, hey, someone is learning from me today, and I will not move small. Because you know what, people? Someone you've never met is watching you. And that, family, is why it is so powerful for you to focus on those 3 moves. Raise your standard. Protect your rhythm. Move with intention. All because you've survived things that would have broken other people. You've rebuilt things that others would have walked away from. And you've carried weights others would have collapsed under. And someone right now is watching how you overcame those. Someone is watching how you withstood it. They're watching how you owned those situations. They're watching how you refused to quit and won. And because of you, they're going to believe they can win too. And now, you know what? I know that you withstood more than others have known. And you've owned more than others have seen. This is it. This is the time to win. This is the time to win in other ways that nobody can understand. Because tonight, step out of this room. Make your next move the loudest one yet, because people are watching you. Someone is learning from you. And they're watching you refuse to quit. Have an excellent evening, people. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless.